So one of our excellent occupational therapists here at STARS asked me if I had any button strips he could use in his classroom, and I didn't have any on hand, so I thought I'll make some for him. At Goodwill, where I live, every Thursday they have a $1 day, so you can pick out shirts for $1. Let's take a look at what you should try to find. I had already bought these shirts, so what I didn't do is find big buttons. So first thing I would look for is some large buttons. The second thing is, we don't want the buttons to be the same color as the background fabric, because this isn't a figure ground activity trying to find buttons. We're trying to work on the fine motor of undoing and redoing buttons. So let's get this shirt out of here. Take a look at this shirt. It's about the same problem. The buttons are the same as the background fabric color. Let's get it out of here. Now this shirt looks good. These buttons, you can see them very clearly on the background. We'll use that one. And alright, this one is even better. You can really clearly see these buttons. So we got two shirts to work with. Let's make some button strips. Now that you've chosen the shirt that you want to use, what we're going to do is just chop off about 1 inch on either side of here to get the button strip. And this one's really nice because it has lines. So I can just chop right along the lines. And then we'll have our starting point. Now you've cut up both sides about 1 inch off. Chop and leave about 2 inches on the top here. And then if you see on the bottom, we're not going to need all of this room. So leave about 2 inches on the bottom and you can just chop that off too. Alright, now that you have the two different pieces you've cut out here, let's start with just one of them. What you want to do is make sure you're looking at the back side of it here. You're going to fold the cloth over 2 times, and that's going to make sure when this button strip gets used over and over again, the threads don't start coming out of the cloth. So you fold it over 2 times, then you're going to feed it into your sewing machine. And I assume you know how to sew already. So here, and then we're going to just fold it over twice down the line and start feeding it through to lock in this side. Now after you finish sewing all the way down the line here, what you want to do is take the strip off, and now we have to finish this end, so we're going to do the same exact procedure we just did. We're going to fold it over twice, and you're just going to throw a stitch holding those pieces together. And that'll stop the end from coming apart. Trim off these little pieces, and let's repeat that for the other end also. Now we have our two different sides that have been sewn. We have one cut edge still on each of these sides. What we want to do is line it up and button this as it would be buttoned on a shirt. Then, once you have it all buttoned, what you want to do is attach these two ends. How are we going to do that? Well, we'll use the same method we did before. We're going to fold over twice. When the child or whoever takes it apart, the button strip will stay together for them. Now once you have a full button strip like this, just take right in the middle, chop it in half, and you're doubling your button strips. Well, on this one, neither of these ends are attached, so we're going to do the double fold. Sew that together. Take the unfinished end, fold it over twice, feed it through your machine. Now what you may be thinking is, that's great, we just made 2 button strips, but the problem is, we have button strips, but we also have this shirt that now doesn't have any buttons that no one's going to wear. So what are we going to do with it? We don't want to just throw it out. We can make some bean bags. Get a couple bags. You're going to go out and find some sand, and then you're going to fill the bags with the sand. I'll be right back. Now you have 2 bags full of sand. You have to decide how much to cut. Take a look at your bag. What you want to do is kind of fold it up so that the sand is all in one place. The bag's just to keep the sand from having powder go through the cloth. Now, when you lay it out here, what we want to do is make it more than double the distance on either side here and cut out a square. We need more than double the distance so we can fold it over when we make our stitch to hold the bean bag together. So let's cut that out now. Chop, chop. So we got this portion of the shirt out of here, and we have enough to now make our bean bag. What you might be inclined to do is sew a stitch along all 4 edges, but that would take a long time. So instead, let's fold it over. We'll make a little pocket where the sand lives. We're going to fold the lower side up, and then what we can do, double fold this piece and just place a stitch right along there. Now we have a stitch right here, but what you might realize is the sides are still open so you can reach through. So the next thing we can do is just shake the sand to one side and draw a stitch right down on the very edge of both of these sides. And now you can see we've just drawn a stitch down on both of these sides and you have an excellent beanbag. So well done. After following through with this video, you have at least 2 button strips and probably 5 beanbags if you really use that material carefully. Thanks for watching.